Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. I am Will Melton. And as always, this is a Channel RVA production. If you're not familiar with Channel RVA, it is a new production for Richmond, Virginia. It is a news platform, a local media hub. It is a place where local creators can be present and be found by those who subscribe to our newsletter. And you can check that out at channelrva.com. And we will get into today's program, which is an extension of yesterday's program. If you joined me yesterday, you watched me build or work on, rather, Spaceport, which is an application that we're building for Exponent 21 to be able to improve our efficiency, connect employees to information and resources faster, streamline many things that have been friction points for us in our work. And I'm super excited to have you guys join me today as I work on a few different features there. Our chatbot, I'll be working a little bit on backfilling my studio website with some important updates. And let's see, dark mode. Let's get into today's program. So I'm going to share my screen here and we will just poke around over here at my studio website. What I'm doing right now is just updating things that normally I would be doing this with an automation. However, problem with that is these sites are credentialed, so I don't have the ability to just automatically scan them the way that I would. And I can't show everything that's on the site in this anyway, so these screenshots need to be, you know, let's see. We want to make them look good. We want to make them look attractive. There's no CTA on this. This is production. It is operating a business. It's internal. It's not for sale. The launch date was, we'll just say it's yesterday. Not seeking an investment, not part of the affiliate program. It does have a roadmap. It is auth ready. It is production cleared. And Superbase AI. Productivity. All right, so got that put up there, and I'm going to work through a few more of these too, because like I said, I have been doing a lot of builds, and I haven't necessarily been populating everything in there. So let's see, Curie. Let's see if I got Curie in there. I can't remember if I did that or not. Of course, I can't find what tab I'm on. I've got too many tabs open here. Let's try to get back to the apps section here. We have yeah, I guess we didn't get Curie in there. This is a course. I don't know if it's going to be called Curie. It's just right now something that I'm building for myself. And this one, fortunately, can be imported. And so some of the things that I'll show you today as I work on this is how I've built some workflows to improve my my speed to building here. So I'm going to just see if I can do what I wanted to do, import from URL, see if this will give me a speedy addition there for that particular application. Just have dark mode, so that should get for us what we want. I believe liberating facilitators in there. Book Insight Engine. We'll just get a screenshot of this one. Let's see. I'll publish this, why not? All right, this is going to be and let's see, what else do we have? I built a lending platform for myself. We've got, I don't know that the product roadmap ever made it in. It's just its own app. All right, so we probably have to add a couple of details to this. Course Craft Studio, gosh, that would have been sometime in March. All right, let's see. Let's link this to a session. This was courses. Let's see. There it is. All right. So you can see that there's obviously a decent amount of time to even just get one imported. But that makes me think that I might have more of these that didn't get published. Yes, here we go. Publish that guy. But we also want to link this up to my sessions. And I'm going to come back in here really quickly and go back to this. And I actually want to fix this problem because this has been something that I've been dealing with for quite a while now. And I just have not actually gone in to fix it, which is that our sessions are supposed to sync automatically. So, hello, happy Sunday, folks. How you doing? This is Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. I'm Will Melton, and this is a production of Channel RVA. All right, so let's see. Let's talk to Lovable here real quick. I am finding that my sessions are not automatically syncing. They should be a cron job that's set up to do this on a daily basis. So what I wanted to do is just go into the admin really quickly here and sync my sessions. Have a couple more episodes populate here. Okay, now I can come back to what I was trying to do, which is save this to the right session, but I'm going to have to refresh.
You're tuned into Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators.
And then I can check that and save. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. All right, save, publish. We'll go back and let's see what else we have. I don't think we ever put Liberating Facilitator in here, so how could we forget? How could we forget? All right, so let me go back into what I was working on yesterday, Spaceport. I'll keep that going in the background today. I have so much already done. I've improved all of our SOPs, and so I can now begin to make some improvements on the overall system. So I'm going to talk to this one here now just for a second. I'm finding that when I open up SOPs, they open at the bottom of the SOP, not at the very top. We need everything to load at the very top of the page everywhere inside of Spaceport. All right, so what I was doing yesterday was working on creating version history and change management, and I can see that changes are loading slowly. I don't know if it's because it doesn't see anything in the database or if there's something wrong there, but we'll just talk to that really quickly. I tried to load the change management area, and it is seeming to be a very long time to load. We don't have any changes in the database yet, but it just spun for a long time before it loaded anything, and we need to make sure that everything is fast inside this application. Can we check on the database indexation and make sure that that is running smoothly? And also, we'll just let that happen. I don't have any roadmap items. But I feel like I've been having ideas that I kind of fleeting. They come and they go in my brain as I sleep, and sometimes when I'm awake. But one of the things that I did recently was I created the ability yesterday to when in a chat. Well, there's a couple of things that this does now. So this is going to give us context-aware suggestions. So I can ask it to show my open tasks, for instance. I don't have any tasks in the system right now, so it's not going to find anything for me. It's got something from the product roadmap. But what I really like is that I can invite somebody else to this chat so that we can both see this and see it in our history here. And so that's something that I'm kind of excited about because, yeah, it's a new world when you can bring another person into your conversation. And this is all about work too. So I can ask the chatbot first. And if the chatbot doesn't give me an answer that I like, or if I don't understand still, I can invite a person into this. And if I'm an invited person, my chatbot will start to pulse over here so that I know that somebody's looking for help. Okay, so okay. Let's see. I want to begin the change management arena. So I'm going to talk to Lovable here for a second. I want to begin the change management SOP write-ups for everything that has a new form inside of Spaceport. I also want to be able to open up these forms with the click of a button and the form templates when I am looking at them in settings. I also want to make it so that these forms can open up right inside of Spaceport from any link that refers to it. So they could be modal forms, I think is probably a good idea. There could be some pages inside the system, perhaps inside of Alien Lounge, where forms are appropriate. Like we could perhaps embed them directly inside of handbook items if there's a related form and in the handbook. SOPs could have them embedded, but it also could just be a link that pops up the form to fill out the thing. I also think that it's a good idea to allow people to save their form entries before they submit, because sometimes you don't have time to get everything in there. I do want to make sure that all of the forms can be executed by our chatbot. And I want to test a couple of forms. I want to have you go ahead and fill out a couple of forms so that I can see the notification system working properly and the requests sitting into the system so that I can verify that everything works. Because we are making all these changes, we also need to tie in the change management feature and link the SOPs. You can indicate that the rollout period will be May 1 for all form updates. So yesterday, I don't know if I did this live or if it was something that I worked on after the fact, but I created something inside of our Alien Lounge here for changes. And what that does is it allows us to link SOPs together when there's an SOP that uses our old systems and has links to those forms. We need to have new SOPs that indicate, hey, this is the new way to do it. But we want to link those things together so that we can tell the team, hey, this is going to change. So this is what the new SOP is going to be, and here's all the information that you need. So that's the reason for doing that. And then whenever we actually depreciate the old software or the old process, the old SOP can retire and the new SOP can take hold. Okay, we want to add that plan to the roadmap. It's a pretty significant piece. Go over here and take a look at my time tracking as well. Let's see.
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
Earlier today, I asked you about our time tracking system, And I'm wondering if we added something to the product roadmap and didn't execute it. Let's take a look at that really quickly. Let's see. Plan. Nothing.
Bist du Hitstar oder bist du Flopstar?
Oh, this is
Schalt jetzt
still in
zu unserem
progress. That's why.
Quiz-Channel und zock direkt die nächste Runde. Let's quiz.
This is I Love Chill Hop.
Okay, so let's see. I'll just let the roadmap get built up and then I'll execute it. So let me see what I've got going on here. We'll create this app. Go ahead and add the Liberating Facilitator episode. We will say which one. This is not taking any payments. This is production, market ready. This is free. Visit the site. Let's see. We launched this. When did we launch Liberating Facilitator? Two weeks ago. So get that added in there. Pick a date. 2 weeks ago. Save and publish. All right, so let's see where we're at with our build over here. Taking a little while, so let me. I'm going to bounce around today because let's see. All right, so the product roadmap is not something that people can sign up for. But since it's live, what I'll do is I'll log in with this. And I actually did talk about this before, so let me just double check to make sure that I didn't actually have this in the repo. Profit sharing story tracks, Discover AI, Bank Wealth Carl, Vision 2200, Hydration Media, Agent Work with Westminster Studios. This is funny. I had already linked the session. Okay. Save and publish. I had one in here that I never published. How about that? Are there any more? No. Okay. And we'll close out of that. Close out of that. Curie, we got Curie in there. We'll get Moltbook in there too. I published that one so that we could add it. That was a really interesting build. You haven't seen that, go back and take a look. Okay. All statuses. Let's get this going here. We're going to auto-assemble a sprint. It's probably added them as backlogged items, which it seems to have a habit of doing. I'm not going to manually do that. The auto-assemble sprint doesn't work if they're in backlog. I never want these to be in backlog. They need to be in planned. Please change all of the things that you just added to planned. All right. We'll get a nice little sprint going here. I'm finding that if I don't hit the sync button, my episodes do not actually show up inside the system. So there's something that's missing. I should be syncing my episodes on YouTube every day. And if you're tuning in for the very first time, you can see what I am working on here. I'm building 52 apps here in 2026. And let's see how many this says I'm up to now. 20 yet? Nope, just 18. I should have about 25 or so that will end up getting in here by the time I'm done with all of this. But I'm trying to figure out how this is putting things in order. I wonder, probably have to update my studio site. Publish that. Let's see what's going on over here. Okay. Now I can get back to my auto-assemble sprint. The sprint queue does not show when the lovable chat window is open because of screen width issues. And closing the Spaceport left sidebar doesn't make it visible. I've had to click too many times back and forth, opening and closing the chat bar side window. We need to format it so that we can see the sprint queue even whenever the screen is condensed. I have a, it's just, you find yourself doing the same things over and over again, and you forget, like, oh wait, I need to fix that so that it's not a friction point in my process. Reason why is because it slows me down. I want to be able to not have to click that button a bunch of times. And I've been doing this a lot, doing a lot of runs on this. I mean, we've got, see, 24 implemented, 71 active, really only about 8 that are not done. So near 100 or so different tasks that have been completed in Spaceport. Something else that I did yesterday, I don't know if you saw this, but we now have tabbed browsing here so that I can tab between the different workspaces without having to do a lot of work there. Oh, look, my daily briefing. Yesterday, I spent some time defining metrics that we care about inside the company. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Thanks for joining me again today. Defining some metrics that we find to be important to measure. And so we have some of that business intelligence here on the homepage. I probably need to build out a better business intelligence dashboard, but it's not bad to have it here visible. It's just buried down there a little bit. Everything is not wired up yet, so we're going to work on doing that today. But we have a lot of things to work through, so I'll let that process, and I will start to think about executing the linkage between all these things and getting more stuff imported in here, like our client lists and our actual tickets. Well, we have tickets synced, but they're not pulling in all the information yet, so we've got more work to do there. Let me actually talk to this. I noticed when looking at tickets, they are not coming through. All the information for the ticket is not there. We need to be able to synchronize all of the information if we're going to effectively migrate to this system eventually. As I think about it, we're going to have to enable sending and receiving through resend for the ticketing system because we're going to have to replicate what Freshdesk is doing for us now in the communications arena. So I want to make sure we have a roadmap item added for that. I also need to have a plan, individual roadmap items to get us to link up the individual external services where we need to create synchronization and eventually eliminate the legacy application. I know we had started to do some of that. I don't think we linked all of the APIs yet, and we don't necessarily have everything properly syncing on an interval. So we've got to stitch up the syncing to make sure that everything's there. And another little piece that we can address is Aliens Connect currently does not have any celebrations or new faces this month, but it's likely because the other members of the team haven't yet created their accounts. But that doesn't preclude us from being able to show that information, I don't believe. Can we prioritize the display of the Aliens Connect information prior to all the different members joining the team on Spaceport? That's probably a bunch of roadmap items. It appears to me that the daily briefing updates every time you load the dashboard. That's going to consume a lot of compute. The daily briefing really should only maybe happen 2 times a day in the beginning of the day, and then maybe a midday briefing, and then maybe a end of day recap could be good, but it doesn't need to happen every single time the dashboard loads. So as I get this added, I'll just talk to you a little bit about my thinking. As I build these tools, I find that there's so much to learn. There's so much that I end up absorbing as I do this work, and it's just like the Moltbook Research Agent was probably one of the most fascinating things that I ever did, because it helped me to learn things that I just wouldn't have known otherwise, because there's this vast base of knowledge out there. All right, let's see. I'll just show you this one too while we're thinking about it. I'm going to do a research run because we already have the questions loaded up. And it's going to basically go out to Moltbook and start researching some of the different areas of that platform where it might find information related to those questions. And I'll get a report here in just a minute on cycle 14. And it also starts to cycle through the questions there as it asks the questions, and it'll produce some more new ones here in a minute. But we also have this presence post where I can kind of select some of the questions that we've already asked and go out and post a new post on that subject so that we can see how other agents are interacting with us. So let's actually do that now, and we'll see what we get back. So basically, we just generated a draft to post to Ponderings, and I'll publish that. And then I will go back over. Ooh, we got an error message. Let's see what happened. Cycle 14's done. We've got a report over here. But in any event, there's so much information here. I can't really read through it all, but what's going to happen here in a minute is once we do get a presence post published, we're going to be able to figure out what these bots think. Should be interesting conversation. But let me close out of some of these things that I'm getting put up there. This is cool.
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channel RVA.
So if you haven't checked it out yet, channelrva.com/rva-art is where this background music is playing. I like lo-fi beats. There's chill out beats and some classical music here. Some space kind of theme meditation music. And then there's a bunch of local radio stations if you're in the Richmond market. And you can also see the podcasts that are on our stream here as well in order of recency. and you can filter down by those things. So you can enjoy art while you listen. And I started building a TV application for this, but so far my subscriber count's pretty low. So until well, we'll just say this. I've been working mostly on Exponent 21 applications, and this one is an Exponent 21 application, but it's not a huge focal point right now, as I need to get Spaceport and some of these other ones done. Looks like Spaceport's working hard over there. Let's see what Will Melton has going on. I was using the wrong playlist ID. How about that? Okay. And I can get the data API key. So we'll be opening up console here. Get that going on the other screen. Okay, so we're going to go to, we already have a project. So we just need to go to APIs. All right, so I have that. I just need the credentials. And let's see. I'm going to go over to Lovable. I said I was going to do a little bit of visual improvements to channel RVA, so I'm going to go do that now. One of the things that I wanted to do is get into the weather here.
An I Love Music channel tip. This is
I love chill hop.
I don't know why I'm obsessed with the weather in this application, but I am. So what I want to do in the first screenshot is add some kind of animation to these. Well, let's just not say animation. Let's add some color to these weather icons. Right now, they're just black and white and kind of boring. For the second one, I actually want to add some animation to the icons. So if it's sunny, we can get them to spin. If it's rainy, maybe we can actually make it rain. And then on the main weather card, on the weather page, and on the home tab, we have a special effect that is considering the current weather. and it changes depending on what the weather is. But I want there to be a little bit more active motion in the background there. That gradient hue should do a little bit of work to flow a little bit, just to give this a little bit more feel good motion. So, believe it or not, motion, subtle motion. Some people don't like motion on a website. I have some employees who are very adamant about that. But this is not working. Let me go get my key real quick so we can get this taken care of. And I'm trying to log in with Google, but it's just spinning. It's not actually logging me in. Something's wrong. All right, so let me get over here to get some slow computers here today. So I might be, I don't know if it's my applications or if it's Lovable. Looks like some things are working. The hourly weather icons did not get any color. And whatever you did to give motion to the background of these weather cards, they look exactly the same as they did before. It needs to be more prominent because right now you just can't see it at all. It's too subtle. All right, let's see what we've got over here. Can we post this? Publish to Maltbook. All right, let's see how quickly this thing gets some traction. And this looks good. Let's introduce a dark mode toggle on the top bar of the site. So I will need to get, we'll do a couple of edits here on these guys. Bring this down to 1400, 100. Export that guy. Product roadmap.
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent
And
creators.
I'm going to go over to Claude and just say I need so I'm going to add a new app. Sign in here. We're going to go to apps. Oh, admin. Apps. Okay, we'll get that description. Save myself a little bit of time, but I'll go ahead and add the light mode image here, and then turn on dark mode and take another screenshot. Another quick edit. Thank you, Killian, probably saying your name. I've been vibe coding for about a year. Sorry I missed you if you've been hanging out here for a little while. I've got to look up to my screen on the right to see the chat, and I have been in the zone today, so thank you for asking. This is going to say, build sprints. Sometimes you can't rely on AI to get it right. I should have asked this to give me a description. Give me a description of what this app does. Give me a description of what this app does. All right, so let's go see what happened on Moltbook over here. No comments. Okay, so they didn't find that particularly interesting. Let's go over here to the home page and see what they're talking about today. Let's look at this. All right. It's always fun when jerks do unfun things, right? Okay, I'm happy with that. And then another thing I want to do is get some more books in here. So I'm going to go to channelrva.com. I'm gonna wrap up today at 11 o'clock because I have to go to lunch with my brother. So I'm gonna leave to go do that. But I want to get us over here. So we've got the product Expo 21 product roadmap manager. I'm gonna just start a new Claude really quickly and paste this in here. Please go find additional Richmond authors, their books, links to their books on Amazon. So I am, gotta love two-factor authentication. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of book research. I've been meaning to get more books into this application for a little while. Did a little mural tour last weekend so that I can get some more images for our RVA art, but got to continuously load things into this. So I guess our mult book research will have to go on another day because we are running out of time here. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I try to get all of this stuff wired up into my repository of applications so that we can stay on track and see what the count actually is, because I think my wife wants me to stop vibe coding whenever I reach 52 apps. No, we're learning a lot in this process. We're able to introduce a lot of things that just were not possible before. So what was this product roadmap? This is production concept. We'll just say market ready because it doesn't transact business. This was built quite a while ago. As far as the current iteration of it, though, goes, I do have a build dedicated to that. It is a roadmap. It is auth ready, production clear. There's no payments associated with it, but I'll pick a date now and just figure out what that might have been a little bit later. But I just heard my clock tell me that it's 11 o'clock today, so I'm going to just wrap things up. I don't know what's taken so long on this build over here. I suspect it probably just froze inside the window. But thanks for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed to Channel RVA, please go do that if you're in the Richmond market. Helps me out in getting all of our original content out there, and it helps me connect you to local creators of all kinds. Find out more about what we're building over here and get my daily newsletter. And subscribe at studio.willmelton.com. Follow me on LinkedIn. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch, wherever you are. And we're going to keep building here and show you what I know, what I've learned. We're going to learn together. I appreciate you so much for being an audience to my work. It is fun for me. I hope it's fun for you. You guys have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful weekend.